All right, welcome back to the deep dive. You guys sent in a really interesting blog post this time.
Yeah.
It's by Molly Flexwell,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called, Is Being a Psychiatric Nurse Rewarding?
Oh, good question.
Yeah, and well, that's what we're going to explore today, right? We're going to break it down.
Absolutely.
So Molly, she writes about her own experiences, so you get like a real life, firsthand perspective on this profession.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's really valuable to hear those authentic voices, right? I mean, because it gives you a real sense of the day-to-day.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think a lot of our listeners are really interested in getting right to the point.
Yeah.
They want to understand these things quickly, right?
Right.
Thoroughly.
Mm.
So we're going to cut through all that.
Noise.
The noise, yeah, get right to the essential stuff.
Totally.
So right off the bat, the blog post starts with Molly's day.
Okay.
And she starts her shift at 5 a.m.
Wow.
It's Easter Sunday.
Okay, so right away we're seeing dedication here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time
Right.
commitment.
Absolutely.
And it's not even just the time, right?
Yeah.
It's the planning. She packs extra food and drinks.
Oh, why is that?
Well, she's thinking ahead because she knows that breaks might not happen
Yeah, I can imagine.
like regularly.
Right.
She's got a snack bar. She packs a banana, tinned tuna,
Mhm.
even savory biscuits.
She's prepared.
Totally prepared. Right?
It speaks volumes about the unpredictability
Yeah,
of the work.
for sure.
And it makes you think, right, about the personal sacrifices involved.
Definitely. I mean, you have to be ready for anything.
Right.
And then, as she's going to work, she's kind of thinking about all the different patients she might see.
Yeah.
So she's mentally preparing herself
Right.
for this huge range of possibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, so then it's 7 a.m.
Right. Shift starts?
Shift starts.
Yeah.
And she jumps right in,
Okay.
assessing new patients, medications, care plans, the whole 9 yards.
The works?
And the blog post actually lists some of the conditions she sees. So you've got severe
Yeah.
depression,
Okay.
schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and even like long-term substance abuse.
Wow. So a really broad spectrum.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge range of mental health needs.
Right.
I'm curious, like when she's with those new patients, the ones with severe depression or schizophrenia,
Yeah.
what is she like? What are the things she's immediately looking for? The signs, the behaviors, the things that need like right away specific nursing interventions.
That's a great question. I mean, with severe depression, especially in like an acute setting, she's got to be super vigilant.
Yeah.
So looking for, signs of suicidal thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
or have their eating habits changed, their sleep? Are they just withdrawn, lacking energy, not engaging?
Yeah.
And then, schizophrenia, particularly during an acute episode, you might see their thoughts are racing. Their speech is jumbled.
Okay.
They could be hallucinating, seeing or hearing things,
Or-
or just behaving really unusually.
Okay.
So these are the things she's got to pick up on right away,
Yeah.
because they're going to shape those initial safety assessments and how she approaches their care,
Yeah.
which could be anything from, giving them meds to just creating that safe space,
Yeah.
a supportive environment.
Makes sense. So, all right, gets to midday
Okay.
and things take a bit of a turn.
Oh, what happens?
She's in the middle of therapy sessions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, bam, code alarm goes off.
Oh.
There's conflict on the ward.
Wow. So, she has to switch gears, right? Like immediately.
Instantly.
From that planned therapeutic work to crisis mode,
Yeah.
that's a big adjustment.
And the blog post really emphasizes like her de-escalation skills.
Right. And those are critical in that kind of
What
situation.
does that even look like?
Well, it could be a lot of things. Speaking calmly, of course.
Right.
Giving the patient space. Yeah.
Really listening, trying to understand what's triggered them.
Mm.
It's about resolving the situation safely, without having to resort to more restrictive measures.
Right. So, thinking on your feet, basically.
Absolutely. I mean, it just highlights like you have to be incredibly flexible in this role.
Right.
You're constantly shifting gears, but you can't lose sight of those long-term goals, the
Yeah.
therapeutic goals.
Yeah.
It's not just reacting, it's maintaining that therapeutic stance
Okay.
even when things get chaotic.
That's intense.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even get a break. She goes straight from that to case reviews.
Oh, wow. No time to catch your breath.
She even mentions like skipping her morning tea break.
No kidding.
But these reviews, though, they sound really important.
Yeah, I mean, they're vital.
It's where she gets to work with the psychiatrists,
Hmm.
the psychologists, social workers,
Right, the whole
the
team.
whole team, yeah. They all come together to really fine-tune those treatment plans.
It's all about collaboration,
Yeah.
making sure everyone's on the same page,
Yeah.
especially after something like a code alarm.
Exactly.
And it shows how important documentation is.
Right.
Molly's got to keep meticulous records, so everyone's got the most up-to-date information.
It all connects. So it's not just about handling emergencies, it's also about planning ahead.
Exactly. It's that proactive
Putting
approach.
this in together.
Yeah. And it's another layer of that complexity of psychiatric nursing.
Totally, totally. And then, get this.
What now?
Another code alarm.
No way. Back to back.
Back to back. This time it's a physical altercation
Oh, no.
between two patients, and they both think they're the Holy Spirit.
Wow. That just shows you how unpredictable this environment can be.
Absolutely.
You really have to be ready for anything.
The blog post mentions, again, swift intervention, de-escalation techniques. I mean, this sounds emotionally draining.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have a lot of resilience
Mm-hmm.
to work in this kind of environment. There's a part later on where she talks about, sharing a laugh with a colleague.
Oh, right, right.
Do you think that kind of support, just those little moments, do you think that helps?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in a profession like this, where you're dealing with so much intense emotion,
Yeah.
you need those moments of connection.
Hmm.
You need to be able to debrief. You need to know your colleagues understand what you're going through.
Yeah, right, right.
And sometimes you just need to laugh together.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference.
For sure. So, okay, the afternoon kicks in,
All right.
and she finally gets to eat.
Oh, good.
But it's rushed. She grabs her banana, that tinned tuna, and some tea.
After all that, no wonder she's hungry.
Yeah, right. And it really shows, I mean, even basic things like taking a break,
Right.
it's tough.
It's not always easy.
You'll be on your toes
Definitely.
all the time. So after lunch, it's handover time.
Okay, so she's briefing the next shift.
Yep. She's responsible for 5 patients.
Wow. That's a lot of information to convey.
It is, right. And
Yeah.
she's got to be clear, concise.
Absolutely. And accurate. I mean, that handover is crucial.
Yeah,
It's about ensuring the safety and well-being of the patients.
absolutely. Absolutely. And then there's more.
Really? More?
She then works with the whole team, the interdisciplinary team, on discharge planning.
Okay.
So they're reviewing progress,
Mm-hmm.
adjusting those treatment plans,
Right.
creating discharge plans,
Right.
scheduling follow-up appointments, and even like connecting patients with resources in the community.
Wow. So it's not just about getting them out the door.
No,
It's about setting them up for success.
exactly.
Supporting their recovery long term.
Exactly. Exactly. So there's this really quick moment in the post, and it just mentions Molly like sharing a laugh with a colleague.
Yeah.
And I thought, even amidst all this chaos and intensity,
Right.
these little moments of connection,
They matter.
they really matter.
They really do. It's that shared experience. It's that support system.
Yeah, that human element.
Exactly.
And then the shift ends, and there's this little exchange with her colleague, Jenny,
Oh, right.
about working the next morning.
Yeah.
And they end it with this cheeky giggle.
It just humanizes the whole experience, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're tired,
Yeah.
but they're in it together.
Yeah.
And they can still find humor.
Yeah.
It's a good coping mechanism.
For sure. Okay, so the post wraps up with Molly's reflections.
Okay.
She talks about the highs, the lows, the quiet moments, and she even calls mental health nursing like a calling.
It's not just a job, right?
No, it's more than that.
There's that deep sense of purpose.
Yeah. And she also mentions that learning never stops in this field.
Oh, absolutely. Mental health is constantly evolving.
Right.
New research, new therapies.
Yeah.
You have to keep learning.
You got to stay on top of it all.
It's part of being a competent and compassionate nurse.
And, she says that mental health nursing is rewarding because you're actually making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're helping people through these really tough times.
Yeah.
You're promoting well-being. She talks about the satisfaction of seeing patients get better, regain their mental health.
And that's got to be incredibly rewarding, right?
Oh, totally.
Seeing someone recover, knowing you played a part in that.
Yeah. And she acknowledges, too, that the work is demanding.
Oh, yeah.
She talks about the need for resilience,
Mm-hmm.
self-care, a supportive environment. All those things are important to avoid burnout.
Absolutely. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others.
So true.
And a supportive workplace is essential. It's a two-way street.
Yeah. She emphasizes that It's this mix of challenges and rewards that makes it fulfilling.
It's a unique blend.
Yeah, it's a unique blend. And, ultimately, she emphasizes the impact, the lasting impact that psychiatric nurses have on a patient's journey.
To mental wellness.
Yeah,
It's about helping them build a better future.
it really is. So, we just went through this whole day with Molly,
Yeah, quite a day.
and there's a lot to take away. I mean, the schedule is demanding, unpredictable. You have to think fast, be adaptable.
Right.
Teamwork is huge.
Absolutely. It's all about that collaboration.
And ultimately, the reward comes from knowing you're making a real difference in people's lives.
I mean, it's deeply human work
Yeah.
with a huge impact.
So, for you listening, think about this.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most crucial quality for someone going into this field?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
Really makes you think.
it does. And remember, Molly's blog post, it actually encourages people to leave comments, share their own thoughts.
Oh, cool.
So the conversation keeps going,
Yeah.
even after we're done here.
It's a conversation that needs to be had,
Right.
about the challenges, the rewards, and the impact of this vital profession.